This is episode 1.1.
Episode 0.
Episode 0, yeah. This is December 19th, 2021. We have Acacio.
What up?
Yeah, he decided to join along. Other people before him canceled, but he's down to do it. Let's start with who are you? What's up with Acacio? Who is he?
40-year-old dad, working tech, and just, making money, living life, I mean, that's it. That's all we do.
Yeah. How do you know Terrence?
How long have we known each other, man? We started working together, 21 years ago?
21 years ago would be 2000 and...
About 2000. About 99, 2000, about that time.
Yeah.
I think I was, 17, 18 years old. And, I was on my first job, and you were already working at that spot.
Yeah.
And,
we worked for audio video companies, right? I worked for Panasonic.
You were Panasonic. At the time, I was working for...
JVC?
No, I wasn't at JVC yet. I was working for Compaq Computers.
Oh, computers.
Yeah, so I was a sales vendor for Compaq, and then eventually I moved over to JVC because that was what my dad was doing at the time, and
your dad was doing it too?
Yeah, he got me into that company to sell for them a little later.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, I met your mom actually before that because I took that job when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I met your mom probably like 93, 92. I also knew your brother.
Yeah.
And there was a point like after high school, me and your brother used to hang out a lot. So like I known this kid and this family way back. I didn't ever knew Francis. Every time I think about Francis, you know what I think about?
What's that?
Lola's little brother. Because they kind of were like, do they look the same? Were they besties? Or was he your bestie?
I don't know. Like, I mean, we chilled. I mean, that's about it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you could really define it. But yeah.
Are they in the same grade?
Yeah.
Okay, you're Francis and him are the same age?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just seemed like they would always, I guess because they're the little brothers or whatever.
Yeah, they're the youngest ones. They're always...
That's funny.
All little brothers all know each other. That's how it is, man.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
God,
that was at PSNS, if y'all don't know what that is.
I had to really sit and think about that. How far back did it actually?
Yeah. And then fast forward, I got a job here in 2006, and you got a job here in 14, 12?
So I got hired here as a contractor in 2011, and then ran into you.
Were we at the old desktop spot?
Yeah, we're at the admin building still at 70th.
Oh, okay.
And then I was doing that contract gig for like two and a half years, and then I got poached, and then I came here permanently. So
then you've been here the whole time.
I've been here the whole time, man. Can't leave yet, man. It's just how it is, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So.
All right. Well, let's hit the questions. To the Lee questions.
Okay.
If there was a museum, I get this question from my daughter. It's a pretty fun question. If there was a museum of Lee, what would be in it?
So I had to think about this too.
You pre-prep these questions?
I had to do a homework, man. I had to make the content worthy. I had to make the content worthy. So I try to make it best on like things that would essentially make me, people recognize me for, that this is what he's known for.
Yeah.
And I would say you would see a squat rack because I lift.
He's got his gains, bro.
You would see an arcade machine set up somewhere because grew up playing video games.
Well, tell me you didn't just grow up, bro.
Oh,
I wasn't there to witness, but I know the place he's talking about.
So there was an arcade back in the old in Silverdale at the old mall, and
AKA Silver Coin.
Yeah, everyone knows. People who back home know. From the time I graduated high school up until I think about a good maybe 7 or 8 years after that, I was going there every day just to play and be that arcade asshole that there's one in every arcade, and it was my time to be that.
Killing everybody, killing the kids.
Be that asshole who would. So that's me. So that's probably what would make up one part of my life, and then.
So we got
squat rack,
an
arcade machine or something.
What else?
There would be probably one of those big old binders that we all had growing up, full of CDs.
Oh yeah.
Because
I still got mine.
Because all the music that I listen to nowadays on streaming is still available somewhere in a CD binder in my house.
Did you try to make each binder? I've been thought about doing that.
I tried to, but it was like
it's too much work.
It's way too much work because once I got older, my taste in music genres changed, and so to put a binder full of one genre and then another genre and another genre was just way too daunting. So it would be like,
I bet you nerded out too. Like, wait, did you have it on a spreadsheet or some kind of like Word document? Like CD1 had all these 50 whatever songs.
It got to that point for a little bit, but then I got lazy, and then it was just like just put the title of the album on and just throw it in the binder and just be not deal with it. When you download that many things over one time, it's like you stop caring. You just know that you have it, and you'll get to it and catalog it eventually one day. And that day never came.
Yeah, dude, I still have. I almost threw mine away like this last 3 months ago when I was packing up. I was like, I should throw these away. And I was just like, it's like it was a lot of effort for that time, but it just reminds you of that time. Right?
Yeah.
Like, funny stories. I think. You are the one that hit me to the. I think it was the Violators album or Q-Tip's album.
Probably Violator.
I think you hit me to that, and it was from that burning CDs era.
I didn't know.
I see it. It's the shit that you would never remember. I remember that shit. I remember it was just I think it was Vibrant Thing was on there. That was like the single.
Yeah.
So like we put that on those little boom boxes that these Navy dudes would come in. And then it had just come out, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's hot, yeah." I remember that, but it's a funny story. But you wouldn't even remember that, but that was that era.
No, that makes sense to me because with music, a lot of my attachment to certain songs and albums and stuff is tied to certain things that happen in my life.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, majority of my
things. It's like you're in a movie, like you're.
Oh yeah.
And like every time you walk, like what is the soundtrack to that?
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I have such an attachment to music, and I remember certain songs because I remember certain things about it when I first heard it, or that's what I associate events in my life to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
we'll get to those later. Right, squat rack, arcade games, CDs. What else?
I guess a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, I heard you've been,
so,
not on that.
Yeah. So this is a new thing, because,
y'all don't know, he's a speed, what is it,
speed cuber.
Speed cuber? Okay, that's the technical term.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. A speed cube, speed solver, whatever it's called. There was a time, I think, midway through the pandemic. No, that's earlier this year. Yeah. I guess still whatever. So earlier this year, I was going through Netflix and I couldn't find anything to watch. You click down. I was watched it already. I don't want to see that. I don't have this much time. Whatever.
I don't binge out on that.
Exactly. And then I came across this article, this documentary called The Speed Cubers, and it was it's 40 minutes long. I'm like, okay, what can you possibly do in 40 minutes that could get me interested in a fucking Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
And I watched these kids, 16, 17 years old, putting this shit together and doing it in 7 seconds. I'm like, you kidding me?
What's your record?
So, the fastest solve that I've ever done is 36.
36. Is there a rule you have to just randomize it, or what's that?
Well, so they have ways that you can have an authority that approves these scrambles of the cube. You do it only a specific certain way, then you solve it that way.
I assume if it's a video, you have to show them all. Is it 8 sides?
Six.
Six sides, and they're like, hey, you know.
Yeah. So, like you would use like websites that have like competition approved scrambles. You take a solved cube and scramble it according to what they show, and then you would just time yourself and do it, and that's when you do that way.
That's hella nerdy, but it's hella cool.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool because like, I mean, I haven't like taken the time to actually like learn something like this in years. I mean, because like everything has always been, you know, there isn't a lot of time to adapt to it and sit there and drill it, but this stuff, I pick it up. Once I figure out how to solve it, you know, without like timing it, there were the rabbit holes went deeper because like there's like they call them algorithms, which is like, you know, just patterns that you have to do in order to get this specific result in the solve.
It's 6 with what is it? 9?
And six sides.
6 sides with.
So it's a 3 by 3 by 3. So it's 6 sides, 6 colors, and there's 3 layers essentially of the cube, and I think that's one thing that appealed to me too, because like I was like, oh, do you just solve one color on one side? How do you do it? When you learn how to do it, you're realizing you're solving by layers and not by colors.
This kid's hella passionate about this right now. It's crazy.
See,
we haven't talked about this at work yet. I mean, you mentioned it, but
because no one really asks.
Yeah.
And like when you first learn it, that's the thing that kind of jumps out at you is like people who never solved it before. They're like, oh, you just solve one color on one side. How do you do it? You solve it by layers. And that's the thing, because like if you look at a Rubik's cube, on each side, you know, there's 9 squares on it. The one in the middle doesn't move. Every other corner and side piece.
So all 6 are static?
Yeah. So all 6 of those center ones are all static. So you build layers around those and solve it that way.
That's nerdy as fuck.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh shit. Alright. So we got squat rack, Rubik's Cube, arcade machine, CDs. Wait, let me ask you about this other Rubik's Cube thing. I didn't mean to stop you if you're still going.
No.
I've seen like some of them where they do like a blind thing. Is that a thing too, right? Is that
Yeah.
Another form of competition.
So
they'll just show it to you.
So with the way that competitions work is like they'll give you the cube scrambled, and you look at it, put your blindfold on, and start solving.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and so
What's the fastest guy? Is there a guy like? Is it like?
So.
Is it like a Mr. Beast of like Rubik's Cube?
so there's if you go on YouTube and look at this, there's a lot of cats who can do it. So I haven't looked too much into the blindfolding stuff, but there are dudes who can solve that blindfolded, probably in much time it takes for me to actually look at one. Well, looking at one like 30 seconds. I'll probably faster than that. And so they're doing that too, and they have like this thing where in a competition where you can. They'll have like an X amount of cubes, and then they'll do them all blindfolded.
Rapid fire, like
you
gotta do like 5, or you gotta do 10.
Yeah, you'll do like 5 or whatever, and then you'll get minus points for all the ones you don't solve, and you get positive ones for the ones you do, and so that net is your score.
And then they do it like 64. What is that called?
Like a bracket.
March Madness style, like that. Like,
well, it's all timed, so like it's just whoever does the fastest.
Oh, so they'll be like 30 people, whoever the fastest. Like 30.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound just so dramatic. It'd be like, like Lee and Terrence, round 2, right? Get knife for all the marbles. Boom, moving on.
No, it gets. After I watched that documentary, I mean, it's pretty legit serious, man. Like, I guess they're these cats who they're focusing on the documentary. One dude's from Australia, one dude's from like SoCal, and they were like they're rivals. I guess they framed it as they're rivals, but they're like super best friends or whatever.
Everybody loves a drama.
Right, exactly. But they went to the competition, and so I mean, it's they framed it pretty serious, man. It's serious business, man.
You think they make money?
Oh yeah. They get sponsored by like companies and stuff.
They probably got videos and shit too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they probably post. Where do you post most of your stuff? What are your social?
So on mine just for Rubik's Cube stuff, I have an IG.
Just for the cubes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. MrLee.cubing.
Okay.
So
link that somewhere.
Okay. You'll find me in the description.
So all right, Q. Obviously, Q just went to the top. Weightlifting, music, arcading. What else?
I think those are the main things that'll probably show up in a museum for me.
Okay.
A picture of my family. That's
of
about,
course,
probably
yeah.
That's probably about
those
it.
guys.
That's probably about it.
What about those guys? If they're watching, they're probably gonna be pissed. But that leads us into tell me about your family life.
Well, I'm a relatively new dad.
Yeah. How old's your kid?
He's turning 4 in January.
Damn.
Yeah. So got a little baby girl and just trying to learn the whole in and out of it.
Dad life.
Yeah, the new thing. Yeah. So every day's an adventure now. 3-year-old, she's starting to be that point where she understands her words have weight, and so she's starting to bargain and reason and argue with me, and I'm sure the rebellion will probably start happening within the next year and a half or two. So, but yeah, well, it's a good time, man. I love being a dad. It's cool having like just a little person to hang around and talk with, so that's pretty cool. I loved it. So it's good.
And then your wife?
Misty, I've been married to her for 8 years. 8 years.
Got the seven marker?
Yeah, I think we're in it for the long haul. She hasn't got sick of me yet. So we were, married for 8 years. We were together for about 10 before that. And for that 10, I think about 8 or 9 of those was long distance.
Damn, computer love?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, God, that was a long time ago. So
that was even wait. That's 18 years you said?
Yeah,
18 years.
So
well, give me a date. What date is that? I can't math it.
So 03 is when we got together, or we officially made it official. So it was before
Was it AIM still? Were you guys still AIM?
Yeah. AOL Instant Messenger. Webcams were just starting to be like the thing there, so being able to video chat was like a rare thing.
It was choppy.
It was all choppy, it was all gritty, and trying to make sure that you see them and all that kind of stuff. But we did that, and
how often would you guys visit each other?
We would visit maybe once a quarter.
4 times a year.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. At the time, I was working a job where I was still like part-time in it, so it wasn't like it was easy to get away. I was still living at home, so I could still stack the cash for it to get out and all that kind of
stuff. Everybody, if you get a chance, move in with your parents because they're not going to be around forever, and save a lot of money. And we'll talk about money later too. This guy's all about it. What else? Any more about your family life? Of course, your mom and dad still around.
Yeah, mom and dad are long retired, so they're just living the retired life. The house is paid off. They got a little dog, and so they're just
Oh, you wanna the meta question about pets? What's your take? Actually, I'll ask you because I want to know your take about it. So, do you think having a pet is a form of slavery?
Having a pet is a form of slavery? No, I don't think so. I think it depends on your mindset as a person. A lot of people who, there are people who have pets for the companionship.
Yeah.
So.
But then that means you're using the thing as a tool.
Not necessarily as a tool, but I mean, if that were the case, then.
Well, you could find another human to be your companion instead of a pet.
No, I'm just saying. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think people would do that at that point when, you can't find someone in a relationship, you don't easily associate with people around you.
Yeah, like if you're blind and you're using a dog, that's kind of like the same thing, right? Like
you're
using it as a thing to help you.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like, I don't think it's a form of slavery, but you are providing for them in the way like a parent would for a kid.
But if you're abusing them, like, is that slavery?
Exactly. I mean, again, it's around your mentality for it. If you want someone to beat up or you want someone to talk down to, then that's.
I wonder what percentage of people that own pets actually like that's the thing for them.
I don't know. I mean, like,
what would you guess?
I
never thought about it. I just thought about it right now. I don't know. I'm guessing like maybe 1 out of 4 people. That's why they get a pet so they can like dominate it or whatever.
I don't know, maybe. And maybe I'm the wrong person to talk about because I've never owned pets.
The guy has never had a pet. He's answering questions about pets.
And I'm probably the last person to give that kind of judgment on it, and I'll probably get dragged on the internet for it about it, whatever. But
you want to find his socials, I think he's going to wind it to this point. But he only talks speed cubes on that one. I don't think we gave his other socials, so it's okay.
So
don't bug me for his socials, okay?
But again, my parents have a pet. You know, they got a dog because there's nobody in their house. It's an empty nest, and so
you're back to that companionship.
Exactly, and so.
But you guys didn't grow up with pets?
No, because
this is their first pet ever. No birds, no.
We had like goldfish when we were kids.
Okay.
But I mean, no real one that we could take out and hang out and go out in the yard and all that kind of stuff. It's because we were a Navy family, and so we were always moving around.
Have to travel around. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so that was tough.
All right. So, how do you make money? What's your current deal?
Just working every day. I have a job 9 to 5 every day, and we're just trying to stacking cash for paying bills.
Yeah. Speaking of money, this kid is one of the kids he's probably the kid that introduced me to the FIRE movement. I'm like, damn, and then I got kind of I'm into it, but I should be into it like a lot more. But it's really like a real deal. Like he's the first guy that told me about Mr. Money Mustache, and I think once you just put that in your browser, you just fall into a deep ass hole that. It's probably a positive hole instead of like other holes. It's way better than Rubik's Cube, trust me, for your own well-being.
So FIRE is financially independent, retire early. I don't think I'm going to be at that point for a while because I just bought a house.
But hey, check this out. This kid bought a used, was it the Subaru?
Yeah.
In cash.
I bought my wife's car in cash, too.
In cash? Oh, yeah. Well, that Subaru's yours?
Subaru's mine, and my wife has
Misty, was that truck?
CRV.
Oh, you got rid of the truck?
Yeah, the old exterior. We traded that in to get.
But according to Mr. Money Mustache, you shouldn't have bought them cars, but it's okay. You still paid for them in cash.
I got to be able to pay in full, and it's not following me around, even after.
But Mr. Money Mustache said you should have just kept that old Nissan truck or whatever it was, a 4Runner, and just rode that thing to death. But it's okay.
We did.
You did?
We did. It got to the point where fixing the car would cost more than how much the car is worth.
I had a 2001 Accord. Bought it when my daughter was brand new because we went from an Eclipse, 2-door Eclipse.
Is that green Accord I rode in with you?
No, it was a black one.
Okay.
It was a black green Accord? I had a green Accord.
Pretty sure you had a green Accord.
You know why it's black?
Yeah. Whatever it was an old ass Accord.
Yeah, it was probably me. It was mine. You should probably think about that one. So yeah, FIRE movement. Go look that up. I mean,
that's pretty much all I've been doing with my money right now. It's just I've put away money for retirement and
401k.
Yeah, 401k and IRA.
Okay.
Just making money slowly in the background, but I'm still contributing, and so it's always going to be maturing and stuff. And I think I'm on pace to retire. By maybe 55, 60-ish. So I'm pretty aggressive with it. So
do it. Get aggressive with that. I wish I would have known better when I was younger.
Yeah.
All the young people, you should look into it right
Save that money.
Yeah, gotta save that money. Okay, what are you looking like in 5 years? What's your social outlook, your work outlook, your personal outlook? Just give me what do you want to touch on in 5 years?
I think as far as family and social stuff, I mean, it's probably just going to be the same.
Kid will be like 8 or 9. So
yeah. So
third grade.
Yeah. So I would probably end up starting to do kids sports and that kind of stuff. Might end up starting doing that. She's going to figure out what her interests are, and so we got to help push that along and grow those, cultivate that.
Make them do stuff they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I like that.
Career-wise, I kind of sort of have a 5-6 year plan to do some kind of a career shift.
Okay.
I mean, what I do now, analyst work is it's fun, it's meaningful. You know, I like what I do, but you don't want to be stuck at the same. If you can, if you can count what you do every day at work on one hand, then you should probably start thinking about doing something different. And be doing the same position for what 8 plus years, and so I was thinking of dip into something else. I mean, I've got different avenues I've been wanting to try, but still be in the IT industry. But nothing concrete yet. But I think within the next 5 years, there'll be a shift. And yeah, so that's probably what.
You up on that crypto stuff?
I thought about it. Right now, all my money is tied up in the longer term investments, so I don't have any more fucking around money to throw at that.
Well, the reason I ask is it's technology related. I know a guy that I know people that try to transition that into like a career.
Yeah, for sure. No, I haven't thought about it. Just because it's so volatile that I can't make that risk right now.
Yeah, trying to play safe.
Safe-ish. Yeah.
Safe-ish.
Play boring, play safe, and what works. And so, but yeah, I mean, I think if I was in a different situation where if I either wasn't married or wasn't a dad or a young dad, then I'd have a lot more fuck around money to throw at that, and I would totally make that gamble. But I think where I'm at in my life now is transitioning away from those risks where I can't do that anymore. I think if I was more financially secure now with with my family in place and all that kind of stuff, then I could make that risk. But right now it's just not. I can't make that risk. Think about other people.
So 5 years, you'll be how old will you be?
45. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. So you just turned 40?
I just turned 40 in August.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday. Wow, 40. That's I think technically that's past I think the average US age is 73 from now, or 77.
Sounds about right.
We'll just split it to like 7.
7.
So you're past
I'm halfway there.
Did you have a midlife crisis?
I had a quarter life crisis, I guess you could say.
What is that?
I mean, I was around 25, and I was still working part-time jobs and stuff, and I had a knack for learning about technology, IT, computers, and all that stuff, but I never thought of it as having a career. I was like, I want to do something else. I want to sit on the internet all day, and this is before YouTube and content creation. I'm like, there's something on the internet that I can do that will get me successful, will get me money, and I never found it.
Well, you're in IT. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and so
it's a form of it.
Yeah, and so I was like, I was working, odd jobs. I was working at Hollywood Video for a year and a half. I worked at a casino.
Doing tech stuff.
Yeah. And so I was doing that. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of going nowhere. I'm working to get a check. And then I was like, okay, I applied to this job over at Keyport. Okay. And I was working IT for the MWR program. Okay. And
you guys all know that's where you can rent stuff through the military, outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah, so you work for them, for MWR is Morale, Welfare, Recreation. I think they might have changed the name of it now, but is it? Yeah. So they have a retail arm, and that buy and sell, and the people that also drive the revenue generation for their gyms and their restaurants and stuff. I was doing IT for them, and I was like, okay, let's just do this. And if I fall into it, great. It's something I know, and ended up being okay. Well, this I guess this is my career now. So this is what I'm doing. So.
It's been good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Life's been good to me so far. So I'm doing all right.
So 5 years, of course, continue to work. Maybe a career change of some sort. Saving money. Kids will be a kid. No kid, no more. You guys are done. Are you one of the let God decide?
Yeah, I mean, if it happens, it happens. Okay. We're not actively trying, but we're not trying either.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it happens, it happens, and I think the window might be closing soon, but
How old is she?
Misty is 37.
Yeah, it's not closed yet, but it's a gamble.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. You gamble?
No.
Other than the stock market?
Watch my money go up and down every day.
But I mean, so long run sure bet. How's that?
Yeah.
Long run sure bet, but it's
After working at the casino, I've never stepped foot in one since.
Yeah, that'll do it to you.
Yeah. I think it was because I think it's just the environment itself. Where I was working, I kind of knew what
the pitfalls.
Yeah, the pitfalls were, and so.
Plus, they're probably still smoking in there back then too, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, they probably still do now because.
No, it depends. It depends because if it's an Indian casino or a Native American casino, they make up their own rules.
Yeah.
But some of them,
Yeah.
we go. They make up their own rules because we went to the one in San Diego, Pachenga.
Yeah.
It's non-smoking.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
you don't come out smelling like. You know what I'm saying?
That's probably one of the worst things about when I was working at that casino. They gave us uniforms to wear. Thank God, because you going home smelling like smoke every day. And no matter how many times you wash those things, when I give those uniforms back, they still smell like smoke, even though I washed them. It's like,
Let's go back to the CD thing.
Okay.
One of the questions, I think it wasn't pre-planned, but me and my wife used to play this game because there were CDs back then.
Yeah, yeah.
And we grew up listening to full albums, right? Like that was the thing. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, you'd hear the single, release it on a Tuesday, and then they would play the singles like way before the release, like Tuesday, and then you go comp the album. We didn't say comp the album. We download the album. Or actually, other times I would go buy it. I used to buy.
Back then, it was if the song and the hype was worth it, I'd buy the album. But at that point too, it was like if you could download it, if it's available, get it. And if you really want to just have it for the artwork's sake, albums had art on them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was the good stuff. So we're transitioning at the time with no Spotify, no streaming media, blah blah blah. You could only pick 5 albums, and that's all you got. That's all you can listen to all day, every day, for the next whatever.
So we had a conversation about this.
Wait, did I ask you about this already?
Yeah, I think I brought it up.
Oh, because me and my wife play this game but go ahead.
So I don't know if I had 5. I know I had at least 3.
Okay, let me see the top 3.
So Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Of course, that's on mine.
Yeah. That's one of the albums I can listen to all the way through. That was the question. That was the question I asked you. Is like, there are albums that you can listen to all the way through.
Yeah. And I think after that, I ended up listening to some of the stuff. I was like, You're like, oh, now listen to that shit. I probably just hit fast forward.
Exactly. So number 1, The Chronic. Number 2, Bone Thugs, East 1999 Eternal.
Wow.
I can listen to that album all the way through.
I don't recall how I listened to the whole thing, but anyway,
yeah. So that album was good. Okay. 3 would probably be, let's see, what was it? Too Short, Getting Where You Fit In. Getting Where You Fit In came out in 9. That was number 9, I think.
Number 9? Okay.
No, that was 8. Because he says it in the very beginning of the song. This is album number 8. That came out in 1994, 93 or so. Me and my big brother at the time, that was all we listened to. So I remember that. Yeah. So those are the top 3.
You gotta fill it in with 2 more.
Ah, man.
Can't
so
live without.
for I think there was an R&B album probably. Whether I'm not sure which one it would probably be. It'd probably be Jodeci, Forever My Lady.
Okay.
So
that's not the first one, right?
That is the first album.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Forever My Lady.
Okay.
That's the very first one. And then
there was like 3 or 4 cuts from that. I don't remember the whole album.
I think those ones were specifically because I've listened. And then the last one would be another R&B album, I think.
Keith Sweat or something? Is that, you look like a Keith Sweat looking motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
I would totally listen to Keith Sweat, but I don't think I listen to the whole album. I would listen to that last one would be New Edition.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. So New Edition, like their greatest hits album. They came out with one greatest hits album.
Oh, I guess you can play greatest hits album.
They made money off that.
I think technically you're not allowed. Well, I guess mine would be Bob Marley Legend, which is essentially
which is the greatest hits album.
Yeah, which is. Yeah, I guess. Okay. All right. I'll let you slide since I'm picking Legend.
So optional bonus pick if New Edition doesn't count. This is what I told you. I started listening to different genres at the time. Yeah. The Eagles, Hotel California.
Yeah, because that was remember that came out. That was like that would the CDs when I would sell stuff to like older people.
Yeah.
I would crack that out. And plus, I think so. When we were working at that time, they would just let videos play over and over again, like laser discs or DVDs.
Yeah.
And that one was just like let it play.
Music.
And it's like that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. So that would be if I can't put New Edition in there, that would be Eagles album would be there too. So that's my top 5.
All right. So another question is, if you were off for a month, you don't have to work. What would you be doing? Damn. There's so much. I'm speeding all day.
I think the biggest thing would be just traveling. I mean, to be able to go somewhere and not have to worry about getting paged, getting called for work, or even emailed about from friends or family about that kind of just with just me and my family, no communication. I'd love to be able to just travel. Like going to California. Every time I go to California to see my wife.
You just got back for Thanksgiving.
I was there for 4 days. 4 days, not long enough. Anytime I can go down there to California to see my wife's family, it's such a different mindset that I changed to, where it's like, I hardly touch my phone. I'm there with them, experiencing, hanging out with them, and not to say that my family up here doesn't do that kind of stuff, but it's a newer experience. Yeah, it's a newer experience. It's a bigger family down there, and you're immersed in that to where you're not worried about anything else. And that kind of thing is, if I were able to do a month long of that, that would be fun. I mean, it'd be a little tedious because I'd be driving everywhere, but otherwise.
Oh, you would drive?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because where they are in the Bay Area, they're all like within half an hour of each other, all over the place.
With no traffic.
With no traffic. But yeah, it's now our generation that's doing the gatherings down there in the Bay, rather than the older crews like all the other entities. They're not opening up their houses anymore. So it's like, where can we gather with our people, our age? Who has a house? Who can we gather? That kind of stuff. So now it's become a new thing to get everybody together and organize that for our sake and have that kind of stuff. So that's new, and that's fun.
They cook lumpia?
Oh yeah.
Did it go on?
I haven't had it down there in a while, but they do all the usual.
Yeah, it's because I remember telling you the lady out here at work was asking me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I guess that's one of the bad things about culturally, like if you don't do it, you don't pass that down.
It gets forgotten.
Yeah, like there may be never a chance that your kid will get to eat dinnergarten.
Yeah.
And it's not like the greatest food ever,
but
it's just an experience.
Yeah.
To say you've had it, like when somebody talks about it, like yeah, I had that one time.
I mean, that just goes for anything, really, any kind of food, really. If you're gonna bring up your kid in something, like, hey, did you have this? I remember having this when I was younger. You should try this to get an experience. If you don't have those to pass down,
then
but
I'm talking specifically like Filipino food.
Yeah.
You know what? I was talking to the lady. I'm glad one thing has changed. Is when we were growing up, and probably still only the past 5 or 6 years, maybe 10, but I think it was like 5 or 6 years, I would say, is everybody's like, I don't want to go to the Filipino restaurant because I don't don't like it. I like my mom's food.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why Filipino restaurants don't last out here, because they go in there and they're like, I can cook that at home. But one thing I noticed with the Filipino restaurants that were here, that the only clientele were like people our age.
How, because you think is it because we're not cooking it?
Partly.
Okay.
I think it's just because, hey,
I think we're just supporters of the thing.
I think so. Like
community, I guess.
Yeah, and I think also part of that is we never got around to cooking it en masse like our parents did. So we weren't around to experience. We're not around to experience it as much, and we might not be in a position to provide that for our kids or anything like that. And so that's why those, I see those restaurants. I'm like, my dad, mom cooking for us. But there are times when me and my wife come home from work, like, I could go for some sinigang or something. But there's no restaurant around that had it all ready for us. But
that's true. Maybe that'll be your next endeavor. Are you a cook?
I can cook.
I think I seen your videos of the sous vide or whatever.
Yeah.
Sous vide.
Yeah.
Hot water cooking.
Pretty much what it is. Yeah. I can cook. I couldn't make that a life career thing. There's too much stress involved with food. I've seen people who run restaurants and.
Yeah, it's not a really
Yeah, you got to be a different kind of animal to work in food.
Yeah.
And
it's stressful.
I respect the enthusiasm that they have for it to turn into a career, but I couldn't do it personally. There's just so much more involved with just besides making the food. You got people to impress, and the people who you impress are the ones that pay you, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And if they don't like your food, you don't get paid.
That's true.
I can't handle that.
What do you want to add?
So, what are your plans for this podcast?
Oh, God. Oh, what are my plans? So, my plans are really like, when I told you I'm fucking around, I'm trying to leave the dabbling part of YouTube and the content creation, or just like
Yeah.
trying to leave it as a dabbling piece and trying to like take it to whatever the next level is. Trying to be more like, I have it on a calendar. Like, I don't want to be a gadget guy and just start buying gadgets, but I'm kind of like, what is the next video?
Yeah.
What is the next, like, if I do another one of these, it'll be like a different set of questions.
Right.
I'm sure because I like these questions, but it'll be like, so I have a couple of videos already, but in my thing it'll be a series of just, I don't know, what is this, like a fireside chat, or just like you said, I think you called it Terrence and Friends or whatever. It's like I'll just interview anybody just to be like talking. It's like some of the shit that I already knew about you. I know about you, right?
Yeah.
But like your brother probably doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Like they don't know about some of the shit that they don't know about your obsession about Speed Cube, right? So it's like good for them. It's good for me to like, I don't know. It's cool to like. I've always been, if I'm passionate about something, I love to push it on people.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
Like I just like, you should be doing this shit. Like
I have a bike in my garage.
That's exactly like. There's probably a lot of people that bike commuted to work because I like pushed my agenda, not my agenda, just my
enthusiasm.
Yeah. So like this is like a thing right now. I'm passionate about it. I'll continue to do it, but I don't know like how far I'll do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I want to treat it more like I think if you treat everything like a business, and not just to make money, but if you treat it like a business, like I think we treat our jobs like a business. Even though people see it's like, oh, you work from home, you don't ever go to the office, like you don't ever log in.
Yeah.
No, we treat this like a business. We're always working. Like we're always thinking about like, it's kind of like chess. Like this project is coming in January. This project ends in February.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my other day-to-day work. So I treat that like a business. That's how my work is. But I think if you treat your other side projects or your fun games like as a bit, like when I was riding bikes, I thought bike racing was kind of like the same thing where it was. I knew I wasn't gonna be good at it.
Yeah.
But you had to like put in the work to get to that, right? I wasn't gonna be first place. I wasn't trying to make any money. I wasn't trying to do anything. I would just put in the work to get to whatever the next level I thought was.
Right.
And I think that if you treat things like that, it ultimately like leads to either more enjoyment. For me, it's like the process, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's super cliche to say it's the process, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like it's the same like the weightlifting. You're fucking not gonna get super. You're 40-year-olds. You're not gonna get super fucking yoked, but it's the process, like of going at it every day. I think you have a log, right? A video blog or vlog or whatever. If you treat that like as a business and like plan it, organize around it, I think everything you do will just be like so much easier.
Yeah.
Like I'm a chess player, or I was a chess player. It's always in the back of my mind.
Right.
Like if you plan shit out, it'll just be so much easier.
Yeah.
Like you say same thing with that fire movement, counting your chips, planning out how you're gonna get money. I haven't always done it, but I think it's like when you start to do it, like shit just gets easier.
One thing that definitely helped for me as far as like my financial thing is just getting out of debt as fast as possible. Yeah, consumer debt, all that kind of stuff. Like, for me, in my mindset, based on the stuff that I've read to get to where I am, debt is bad. Yes. The mindset is you can't contribute $1 to your future
if you owe somebody.
If you owe money to the past. So, like, you go on vacation.
That's fucking gold. I'm gonna highlight that shit.
You go on vacation. You don't want to have that vacation follow you home.
Tell me about it. I just went to Vegas. Oh my god! Stop it.
You put money aside for that vacation. Yeah. That is the money you spend. And if you pay that in cash, then it doesn't bother you when you come back. Yeah. You sit there and get a credit card bill. Why do I have a $400 credit card bill for something that I did like 6 months ago?
Do you and your friends talk about money?
I have a few people that talk about it because. At the time I was like you. I was like, oh, dude, I'm debt free. Everyone wants to know this. Get at me. Come find me. We'll tell you about it. One of my friends in California, they, married couple. They got 4 kids, and they wanted to get out of debt too. Yeah. And so we walked them through the same thing we did. We did the process as we did, and they're debt free too. So. Right. They did it with that. Love. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and so
I have gone back into debt. I have bought like 4 vans in a tiny house this year. So each time you make a deposit on one, it's not good. But anyway, that's a different. Those were like other side businesses that I was into that I'm still into, but I'm anyways.
Yeah. So
listen to this kid. I mean, he's right.
So the big thing they wanted to do was they wanted to get out from the stuff that was pulling them down because they wanted to financially secure their family a little more. And so it was, I got all these credit cards, I got all these student loans, I got this car that I don't drive anymore, I have a house that I'm not paying for anymore, or I'm not living in anymore. I mean, and we
move in with your parents. It's cheaper.
Yeah, it worked for them too, for a little bit. And so, we just put the plan in motion. Like, hey, listen, this is what you got to do with your money. Make a plan for it. Give every dollar you earn a job. This goes to that bill. This goes to that bill. This goes to your savings. This goes to.
This is when you ask me what I'm gonna do with the video. That's this YouTube video thing.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. Like, I'm thinking about what I should do with because like time is a commodity, right?
Yeah,
it's a resource. Right? I don't have infinite time. So how do I want to spend my time?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm spending my time thinking about where I should put my dollar.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If you plan it out right, it should get better. Now, if you're a fucking sucky planner, you better go hire somebody or talk to this fucking guy. Like, I don't talk to him about, but I mean, it's as I've gotten older. Like, I think it's cool to talk about. I wish all my friends talked about money.
Yeah, I mean,
because I want to know like what everybody's like. I don't care if your history, because my history is not that fucking great. I'm like everybody else. Yeah. There's times when I owed $40,000. My van shit right now. I owe money. Like that's just part of the game that I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
But I didn't for a few years. I didn't play that game, which
I
was totally cool with. But I bought a house, blah blah blah. I bought like 5 cars.
You're normal.
Yeah, I don't think it's normal. It's abnormal. I'm using it. I'm rolling these things for other things.
Normal is in debt. I mean, for people around anywhere. And it's such a weird thing for talking about money to be such a stigma thing.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Everyone makes money. Everyone spends money.
Yeah, and it's like the thing that we spend most of our days. Like if you work a 40-hour day,
you're working for money.
Exactly. We should talk like. I wish like. I mean, I'm sure you'll do it, but I hope like my friends watching teach their kids, if they don't already know themselves, to at least teach it to their kids of how to like navigate it. There's so many ways to navigate it.
And you could probably start it now if you have friends who got young kids.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6, they would probably get the idea of learning how to give money, how to save money, how to spend money. Yeah. And if you give your kid money, they need to be able to differentiate how much of that they want to give, how much of that they want to save, how much they want to spend. You can't just put it all in one bucket, because there's another mental aspect for it too. Right? Yeah, there's another mental aspect of it too, where you teach them how to save, teach them how to spend wisely, and then give to, whether it be your church or a charity or anything, or like just and it's the same thing as donating time. You donate money to them so they can so they understand that their money helps people too, and so you put that in their mind, you put that in their brain early enough, and then they'll apply that to any dollar they make in the future. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, and as parents, you got to plant that seed. So
for me, like the whole consumption thing with the money thing, of course we know it's fucking up the planet, but I think it's kind of like the same thing. Like you have to you don't have to, but you can overly do it, right?
Yeah.
I only go to Best Buy to buy like my phones. Like when I need a phone, which is rare, right? Or my wife breaks a phone, or my kids need a phone, when I buy a phone.
Yeah.
But I had gone in there yesterday to buy microphones for this session, but like, did I really need 2 microphones? Because we're not fucking using them right now.
Right.
Right? It's just like I had the urge like that. If the audio comes out all sucky on this shit, what do I do? Like, it is what it is.
This is why this is episode 0.
Yeah.
The show works.
Well, if you want to get on the episode, get at me. You know how to find me. So maybe I'll even have Lee interview you there, and I'll run the video.
I'll be like your homeboy on the side.
Yeah. Usually when they have these podcasts, there's always a guy.
There's always the dude in the back.
You know what it is? This is all like Arsenio and then the posse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did he have a guy? Did he have a guy that was talking?
No, it was like the band leader guy, maybe.
Yeah, so they all kind of follow the same model, right?
Yeah.
Like Questlove is that dude's. I don't even want to watch these shows, but I know they exist. Yeah, it's like
there's always one dude that they chat with, or they bounce off of.
I recently just watched a podcast of Steve-O, Jackass. He was interviewing Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh yeah,
crazy. Oh my God. This kid's crazy, but he's not kidding. He was like a 40-year-old, 35-year-old man. And it's kind of the same thing. He's got Steve-O and some guy, and then the guy that used to do the editing is now in the video. So just kind of like on a four. It's cool. It's cool. Like they all do it. Like this is fun.
Yeah.
What else? Got more to add? Yeah.
No.
Anything you want me to edit out?
Everything. No, I'm all right. No, this was fun. Thanks for having me on, and hopefully this bears fruit for you for future. And
don't forget to like and subscribe, man. I'm gonna get everybody on Lee's social to watch this. I'm gonna get like 5,000 views just off of Lee and shit.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm totally gonna put it up and be like, hey, listen, I'm a guest on a podcast, I think.
Yeah.
Here,
my people will be like, fuck Terrence. I'm tired of watching this crazy shit over the years. He just says dumb shit. I was like, oh, okay. But you know what? That's what I do. You want to sign off with I don't know, words of wisdom from Lee?
Anything I already said so far is probably my best words of wisdom. But I will say, save your money. That's the biggest thing. You can't do anything in this life unless you have money.
I think you should change it. I think you should rephrase it. Invest your money.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you're not just saving it. You're not just stashing it under the bed.
Right.
You're putting in a thing that makes more money.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Put your money towards something that'll help you in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit at me on Instagram.
All of them. You want to like all of them?
So you can hit me on Instagram at Mr. Lee, MisterLee. I'm on Twitter, same handle.
Oh, you live there too?
Oh yeah, I've been on Twitter probably longer than I have on Instagram.
Oh shit, I used to live there. I just thought it was weird because I would just say weird shit randomly.
So that's why I use it. So Twitter is like the way I use it. I think of it like texting the internet.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because there's stuff that you want to say to your friends, but you don't really want to tell them, like this random thing at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So send it here. So just put it on there, and it's like it's just like the micro blogging kind of a thing. So and I think that's what it was used for essentially. So that's the way I use it still.
Okay.
So
I just couldn't do it anymore. Plus, I think it's a big hole. You start reading everything.
So yeah, hit me on Instagram, on Twitter at Mr. Lee, and that's where I'm at.
Should we put your other ones too, the weightlifting and the speed cubing?
So if you find me on Instagram, I have them on there. I'm on there. So
no YouTube videos out there?
If there are, I don't know where they are. I probably got lumped into someone in the background of someone's video. I'm sure.
You didn't say you had never made your own?
Nah, I think with the if I can get further into the speed cubing thing, then maybe I'll do something over there. But my time just doesn't allow it right now. But
he's got a 4-year-old. That shit's busy. I got lots of time because I got a 20-year-old and like how old is he? Like 14, 13? Yeah. So they can.
You got young adults, man.
Yeah, they're grown, man.
They can take care of themselves at that point. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Good to chat with you.
Yeah.
This guy's like, this guy's it right here. I'm glad he was number one. He replaced my brother-in-law, which is a good dude too. But hopefully, my brother-in-laws. I think I got 2 right now, but I'm about to have 3. They can see this and they'll get in it too. They'll be like,
hop on, homies.
It'll be like first all my brother-in-laws. Who knows? Maybe my mom and dad will get on it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll find a star that needs that. All right, we're gonna go. You want one more words of wisdom?
We're good, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.